Hey everybody, happy Friday to you. I hope that wherever you are well and happy and cool, since that's quite a thing right now. I've got a couple creative journals to go in the Etsy store today. As you guys know, these are completely handmade from food packaging. These were cereal boxes. They started out life as a cereal box. They do have rather big spines on them, as you can see. Let's scoot Be Kind out of the way for just a minute, and we will focus on this wildflower meadow over here. The spines are almost 2 3/4 inches, guys. That's cool because it gives me lots of room to add lots of fun in here for you. The beaded spines have kind of taken on a new embellishment as I'm adding a collection of gemstones to these. These, it's just the polished stones that you're able to get. And a lot of times souvenir shops will have something like this. I think I got these from a necklace that I purchased at a church yard sale. Church yard sales are like my favorite yard sales to go to. Let's take a look. She is about 4.5 inches thick. You've got 4 signatures, 8 pockets. I want to show you just a little trick to get into your journal. You sometimes, because she's really stuffed with goodies, press down and you have to kind of just pull up just a tiny bit around the brad closure right here. And then, when you're all set and you've had your fun, you can just kind of put that stretchy string right back under that brad closure. So let's take a look and let's think about projects that you guys could do. You know that the books are filled with cardstock papers, magazines, images, text pages, cards. This would make a really super cool card. I was able to source new cardstock, and I've been really tickled with it. This is a 67-pound cardstock. I'm thinking, it's not 140-pound, which is watercolor cardstock, watercolor paper, but I'm thinking that it is quite substantial, and I can probably do a little bit of watercolor on that paper pad that I bought. So we always have prompts. Life began in a garden. You'll have garden imagery here. These are 3D stickers. There's a little bee right there. The pockets are filled with complimentary cards. So when you take this out, it is a project unto itself. If you're in a hurry, and who among us is not, if we're girl people, it seems like we are always in a hurry with our tasks and things to do and our to-do list. This is a perfect piece, and these are scattered throughout the book. These are called creative collections, and they're small ephemera bundles with a word or a phrase to spark your imagination and get your artistic journey like on the move, right? So you have the image here. There's even a little paintbrush right there, which is really super cool. And your prompt, life began in a garden. And you'll just be able to put these things together independently or challenge yourself and use just the items in one pocket, and see what you can do, because it's a lot of fun to do that. You can also take this creative collection and you can build your own book. You can do some glue booking with the items in here. There are plenty of white spaces for you to work with. There's plenty of cardstock, plenty of pattern, texture, shape, size, color for you to engage with. I think that's the big thing with these, because they are meant to be used. They're meant to create a sense of adventure. Do you guys remember those my kids did choose your own adventure books? That's what this is. You can choose your own adventure. Here is another creative collection. This one says Watercolor. You also have creative kits. These are packaged kits. They have all kinds of ephemera in them that you can play with. You know, maybe you're doing art trading cards, maybe you're doing clusters, maybe you're doing art trading coins, maybe you're doing that iCAD index card a day thing. Great fodder right here for anything like that. These are also great elements if you are filling another journal. You know, if you're doing journaling by fobs, if you're doing glue booking, mixed media, any sort of other journal that you want to fill. You know, there's this thing that I learned from Diane Antonne, who is my watercolor instructor on YouTube, and I'll leave her linked in the description box below, as well as some of her my fave videos that she has done. It's called FOWP, FWOP, and it's Sphere of the White Page. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You say, oh, I'm so ready to paint, or I'm so ready to draw, or I'm so ready to make a journal page, and it's like you open your book and you get to that white page and it's like, what? What am I supposed to do now? This is a great starter for any kind of journal or art journal. Like I said, journaling by fobs, that kind of thing. So because these pages are totally removable, you can, and if you're thinking, well, that doesn't really look like it's easy, watch the video that I posted before this one, and I'm showing you how to remove the elements from your journal and work with them, and ta-da, replace them if you want to. Speaking of replace, you can make a creation, and then you can stick that creation into your pockets. So you can refill your own pockets in this book and make something that is uniquely you. You're going to make something that is uniquely you anyway, because you are an individual spirit, and you have a creative spirit that lives in you. We call that different things. We call that the muse. You know, we call that the Holy Spirit. We call it the wandering gypsy. We've got a little bit of junk gypsy right here. Another creative collection for you. You'll notice that things are curated. Let's just kind of look at this. Here is a Christmas greeting card. I got to tell you, my mom loves this card, and we pass it kind of back and forth. She likes the deer. She likes the red barn. We have another variety of this one that is, there's a bird. There's like a cardinal and a snow scene, and she just loves that one as well. So you can open this page and you go, oh, okay, this is about Christmas, because we have a December calendar here. We have a tag that says joy. You have all kinds of papers back here to expand on your Christmas theme. they aren't Christmas papers. You can just use these items to expand the papers that are in this pocket. Let's turn the next page, and we've got more Christmas ephemera here. Think of Christmas, think of snow, think of sleigh bells, ho ho ho. This is from a vintage National Geographic book. This is a map of snow. Not a map of snow, a street scene of men clearing snow. I thought that was super, super cool. So we've talked about filling another journal. We've talked about mixed media projects. So you can remove a page from this book and create a mixed media piece. Basically, that's what I did here. I like to pass along my art. And this is one of my favorite pieces that I've ever done in a Journaling by Fives book. And I'll show you the rest of it as we progress. Here's another creative collection right here. All of these things are curated. They all go together. And this is the back of the piece. It says Family Tree. I really do like doing Journaling by Fives because it's quick and it's easy and you get like this stellar result, right? This is a creative kit. As you can see, you've got all kinds of things in here to play with. These are elements that I created especially for these kits. This is cold clay, and I have dyed the cold clay and put a little hole up here so you can make it into a necklace or whatever you want, and stamped it with a butterfly. We all love us some Jane Austen, so I'm recycling a wonderful Jane Austen book that my son and his wife gave to me. Not keep a journal. How are your various dresses to be remembered, and the particular state of your complexion, and the curl of your hair to be described in all their diversities? This is from Northanger Abbey. I have to confess that that's not my favorite Jane Austen. My favorite is Persuasion. And I mean, who among us doesn't love Pride and Prejudice, right? I really did love the way that this creative collection came out. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. And you have some starry paper here. We're kind of on a sparkly theme, so we've got some sparkly black, some sparkly silver. There's a sparkly brad right here, and there are elements right here that you can cut apart and make into, we've got some, well, what are those things called? You've got moon phases, and you know what I'm talking about. Some of you may have noticed I am a little distracted, especially in the last few videos I've done. Y'all remember Mia? She was always snoring in the background. And Mia passed away last Friday. She was 14. She had a really super long, happy life. Her kidneys failed, and it was very sudden. Wednesday morning she was fine. Wednesday afternoon she was sick. We took her to the vet Thursday, and she was gone Friday. There's a lot of mercy in that. This is such a cool picture. It's a gypsy girl, and I just love her. I love the expression on her face. And you know, you can always cue up your art by being inspired by a visual, you know, a word. This is Thankful. This is from an old reader. You know, Dick and Jane. I remember Dick and Jane, goodness, when I was, you know, like 5 years old, sitting in the first grade. And I also love this creative collection, y'all. If you're ever just like bored out of your mind, take some tissue paper, not tissue paper, but you know what I'm talking about, and go through a magazine and just trace portraits. It's really fun, and it really does lend a lot to, you know, because you have a face, and we all recognize faces, and it really does kind of jazz up the work that you're doing. It's really super fun. All right, so, and we are closing this out with our last creative kit right here. Like I said, she's a big mama. This is Be Kind. Kind of fell in love with the bees. I've been painting a lot of bees, and I've been painting a lot of ferns and things like that. And this fabric just really caught my eye at Michael's, and I was really happy to be able to source that. Again, the beaded spines have kind of been bumped up a little bit with the addition of glass beads here and stone beads as well. I'm going to turn her around like this, press down. And we start off again with another gypsy image, and it says Dreams and Voyage right here. Who among us doesn't want to be a gypsy? I think I would like to be a gypsy. This little prompt says always, and I kind of love the little boy down there. I think that's Tim Holtz. You've got a lot of things to play with within the pocket here. In the video I posted before this one, y'all, I love this because it has that mimeograph look. It's a page from a recipe book, but it has that mimeograph. Did y'all ever, you know, speaking of school, and Dick and Jane, that's what I was telling you about. I remember reading Circle, and I remember the first time that I caught on to the fact that those things on the page were words, and I could speak them and I could read. It's like ingrained in my memory, and I have just been an avid reader ever since. This is a photograph, and I think Miss Cheryl sent this to me. I really do love it. I think it's really cool. It's obviously two girls and a guy on a summer day. Very old photograph. I'd love to get my hands on some older photographs, but as I don't go out of the house a lot anymore, I don't have a car, and so that I'm not able to like go to thrift stores and stuff anymore, but that's okay. It's all right. It encourages you to use what you have. Another original art piece here. It says Secret. You can, what I was telling you guys is you can separate these pages, and you can make your own book. You can create a book from this book. If you're doing a vision board or a dream board, you can really use the elements in your journal to create a vision board, or go, you know, you can go mini vision board and use the pages and signatures to create you know, some motivational imagery, or motivational words, or motivational quotes and things like that. I think are super helpful. I know that I have quotes taped to, you've got a creative kit right here. I have motivational quotes. Well, they're not motivational. They're they're mostly about self-forgiveness, and I'll be 65 tomorrow, and I think that this is another creative collection. I really love this one because it says The True Secret. So what is the true secret about turning 65? A, it's not fun at all. B, I should be grateful to be here because a lot of my friends are not here. They are not on the planet. They are not in physical shoes. They're still here, just not on planet Earth. I do not believe in death. I believe that we just, kind of go on and on and on. You'll notice napkins kind of scattered around here. Napkins make a really fun decoupage element. You could take this napkin and decoupage it onto here. I mean, don't forget that this is an art journal. This is a place for you to create right here, right now. Do this thing. I love these kind of books too because they're portable, right? You can take them downstairs. If you're like me, it's a lot cooler downstairs than it is upstairs right now. So a lot of times I will take my personal art journal downstairs and work on it down there. I really love that bird. I thought that bird was super cool. So, it's a condensed collection of things to create with. You don't have to get into your stash. You don't have to, a lot of times we come to a page and it's like, well, I'd really love to do something, but I don't know what to do. Well, then take yourself out a little creative collection and make a collage, create art trading card or an index card or whatever you wanna. This is 1951 from a magazine called Quirk, and look, that's Lyndon Johnson right there. It's a very, very interesting magazine. That's another fun thing about these books is you can always kind of learn something. So you're reading something from 1951. Okay, so condensed collection of things. It's perfect for small spaces, like if you want to do a little bit of art. This is pulling up a little bit. But that's okay. You do whatever you want to with it. Creative kit right here. You can work on some art, in small spaces or floating spaces. When you're sitting on the sofa and in the bed, in a chair, at your kitchen table, at a desk while you're on a Zoom meeting. I'm so glad I don't have to do that because they seem torturous. A lot of people who work from home do Zoom meetings. So great little thing for you to just kind of keep hidden and work on it as you're having your meeting. You'll notice, you guys, that I did put just some Scotch tape right here. This washi was not working. And I don't know why it wasn't working. I did stuff the pockets full, but geez, it still should work. This is a perfect journal for travel. You only need scissors and glue to create something really, really fun. The book sits easily on a shelf. The spine is pretty. So not only is the journal useful and interactive, it's really pretty. It's like a useful interactive decor album thingy. You can put photographs in here, you can put receipts in here, you can put memories in here from dinners out or what you had for DoorDash or whatever. It's a compendium. It is a log book. I just read, and I'm going to reread it. I've rechecked it out on my Libby app, Steal Like an Artist. And there's just a lot of really good information in that book, you guys. A lot of ways to keep you motivated and moving from project to project, and a lot of it's just really, really, really good. It's only like 145 pages, very, very short. It's up to you what your creative journal becomes. It's your imagination that makes it come to life. You can use it just as a resource. It's great to just put it on your desk and, do like that. You have like a file cabinet here of all kinds of things to create with. You can use it to store papers and ephemera or completed pieces. You can make it into a diary or an art journal. That's what it is, or a collection of finished pieces, of finishing pieces. You know, sometimes we do like a mixed media, and it's like, oh, it just needs one more thing. And 3 hours later, when you've gone through all your stuff, you're like, oh, it just needs one more thing. And it's like, sure, one more thing. It's the way to finish off. It's the perfect way to finish off a piece. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up, and any comment that is, I'm learning this from Diane, any comment, it's really super cool if it can be over 5 words. So also, I'm going to put a link to my Patreon site. I would love, that is where I share things from the studio. It's a more intimate look at life and what it's like here, and I would love to have you join me at Patreon. Of course, that thanks button is always super cool, and I do have a tip jar at Hotmail. So if you choose to do a tip, that would be nice too. Thanks for hanging out with me today, y'all. Have a super cool, pun intended, weekend. See you soon. Bye.